Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final round of the Super Formula Series here in the ARC. I'm joined in the commentary booth by...
Sardegna, how are you doing today then, Lato?
I'm doing quite fine myself. We should have some excellent racing here today, here on Sardegna. But as I do want to point out, before we start the broadcast, we did show the memorial to one Antoine Hubert, who died yesterday, tragically at a Formula 2 race in Spa-Francorchamps. So our hearts out to his family and friends. But back to the task here today, here in ARC. The championship's coming down to the wire. Dan's, who would inherit the championship win due to Beckham not being here, has had a poor qualifying and now puts PKMZ on pole position. So PKMZ could be in said position to take the championship. But
yeah, it's close though, because like he says there, PK will start this race on pole. Dan's had a very poor qualifying. He's going to start 7th. And the championship table, would you able to pop that up?
Not on this current scene, no, but it's quite
okay.
Close. Dan's currently does have 557 points compared to PKMZ's 534. And with Dan's getting a poor qualifying, the championship is up in the air. But at this time, I'll take it back to San Felipe from a couple days ago to do our track guide.
Final round of the ARC Super Formula Series heads us to the road track of Sardegna. This street circuit is very fast, just shy of 3.2 miles, 15 turns, and as always 2 races. 27 laps long will be the first race and a 15-minute dash the second race. Like I says, it's a very fast circuit, lots of fast sweeping left right hand turns and some sharp corners at that too. You've got to be on your A game to master this racetrack. So let's take a look at this 3.2 mile racetrack with me, my Savoy, in our ARC Super Formula car. Across the start finish line we go, reaching top speed 182 miles an hour, as you can see on the bottom centre of your screen. Braking down, 3rd gear, Belvy, turn 1. And then this is turn 2 coming up now. Otara, 4th gear, turn 3, Nora, 5th gear. Now into 6th gear, about 160 miles an hour before breaking into 5th gear for Almeida, turn 4. Maybe take 4th so for some drivers. And then Domas Novas, 3rd gear. Back on the power for the short straightaway, 150 miles an hour before breaking down into 4th gear for Villapuzzi, turn number 6. And now this is where the track gets sort of narrow for these cars. This is Villa Cedro. That's turn 7, turn 8 coming right up now. Arbitax, you've got to be very precise here because you can't afford to make a mistake because there's barriers all over the place. Brake hard now for turn 9 at Bolatana, 2nd gear, 50 miles an hour. Very easy to get loose on the exit. Turns 10 to 12 is all called Saracen. All these complex of right hand turns. Don't clip this corner right here because this corner Arizzo will definitely knock you out. That is turn 13. Brake again hard, 2nd gear, turn 14, Sestu, 55 miles an hour. Again, another short straightaway before we head into the final turn, turn 15. Albia, absolutely Harry flatters, 6th gear as you approach the corner, and then you're onto the start finish line. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a lap around Sardegna.
And we are now back just in time for the start of the race. We have PKMZ on pole getting an excellent start. Here's a rolling start ahead of Tay today, who is in the Antoine Hubert livery. If you watch the Formula 2 series, we have the Stegen 3rd, followed by Merman Boat, but Tay today all over the back of PKMZ going into turn 1 and towards the back of the shot. We do see Dan still in that 7th place. Looks like the Cloud Tear trying to make move on Law for that 8th place there. But here with Dans, you actually seem to be a little bit on the back foot with Law over the back of him. Law looking to make a pass. Not quite able close enough to do it though. But a lot of the pack's starting to already go single file through the first few corners here. CRubennnn actually with an excellent qualifying ahead of Dans, the championship leader. So great job from him. Must be liking the street course. Dans made a bit of a mistake there, which opens the door for Law. Dans is struggling here on Sardegna.
I don't know if there was contact being made between Law and Dans. I mean, Dans did run wide of Villapuzzi, but I don't know if he had a bit of help from Law from behind.
Now as they head through Bolotana, we see CRubennnn and Maddie going side by side, the two battling out. This is what Dans wants to see, but maybe not through this part of the narrow part of Sardegna here. It's a bit of wheel-to-wheel action there, but now he's all over the back of CRubennnn after that. CRubennnn will go defensive towards Setsu, but not quite able to make the move. Crow almost goes on the back of Maddie, and that's going to cost him. As you see from the back of the shot, Clouds here will spin as well. That's one position down for Dans. 26 more laps to go.
Cars that are around Dans will make mistakes left, right, and centre. I've seen Law made a couple of mistakes. It comes down to the outside of Maddie for 5th place. He's going to use a bit of his overtake and makes the job done. Dans the outsider up to 5th place. But yeah, drivers that were around Dans, they're making mistakes all over the place. Law made a couple in the Ritsu and Sestu, but still didn't make any contact with Dans. So Dans fighting his way up through the field, starting 7th. He's already gained 2 places.
So far, a good start for Dans as we just cut back to PKMZ, just scraping the wall there, pushing the limits of the car on this track, trying to gain as much time as he can. He already has 2.2 seconds over Tay the Day in 2nd, Big Bubble in 3rd, the Stig in 4th, and Dans back behind him in 5th. Dans on a hard charge here in Sardegna.
Yeah, PK, the double winner at Suzuka in the season opener there, wants to basically do a Marc Marquez pull to a big gap and then try and conserve that gap. Tay the Day looking very good. It's probably the best showing that we've seen from Tay in that special livery for Antoine Hubert. Bubble, he's still a championship protagonist, Bubble, but he needs some sort of like miracle for like PK to drop out or have a bad finish. But he is still technically in the hunt for the championship. But really, just keeping our eyes out here on Dans. He's sort of struggling to catch the back of Stig.
That he is as we start the 3rd lap here. Currently, PKMZ has a 6-second lead over Dans in 5th place. So PKMZ just finding gobs of pace. PKMZ does seem to have a tendency to like the more narrow tracks. He has performed quite well when we raced on the Tokyo Expressway track here in Gran Turismo. He quite favors racing on Mount Panorama, another very tight, technical, narrow track. So this track may fall into the needs of PKMZ here. He worked up a 3-second lead over Tay the Day in 2nd.
I'm just looking at the championship points here coming in. If the results stay like this, so if PK was to win this race as it stands right now, he'd be on 634. Dans, by my calculations, would be on 635. There'd be 1 point going in the final round of the championship. It's going to be so close. Dans has got to drive his heart out here. He is so far sort of... Oh, he makes a mistake! There's a mistake that it's Ritsu. Didn't make any damage though. Here's a look at the replay. Just runs a little ride through the Ritsu. Little touch with the barrier there, but still his car is fine. But he has lost a bit of time to Stiggy.
He's lost even more time for PKMZ at the front of the pack, 7.4 seconds now. Looking farther back behind Dans, there actually seems to be a 3-car battle here for 6th place between CRubennnn, Maddie, and Law. Maddie taking that 6th place. CRubennnn will lose 2 positions in 1 corner.
I just, what is it with CRubennnn? He seems to qualify very well, but then when it comes to race pace, he's not up there. I think he's a nice guy like CRubennnn, but he just sort of struggles in race pace. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's a replay. Sorry, my bad.
It was a replay of Law getting 2 positions in that first corner there. Some great racing there by those drivers, and towards the back of the pack and a little bit towards the front. We once have Dans starting to close the gap to Stig for 4th place.
Stick must have made a mistake somewhere because he lost a second on Dan's. Trying to look at the replay here. Looks like he's not really done anything. He might have missed it. But yeah, Dan's is in a hurry. He doesn't want to lose that much time to PK. That's leading the race, and Sticky makes the mistake that Dan's did a lap ago.
Dans will elevate himself to 4th place and will set his sights on the car of Mermaid Bubble in front of him.
And now the championship points is now 4 points the difference now, so that's huge for Dan's.
Back at the front, PKMZ on a comfortable drive. 5 laps out of 27 completed. Still 3 seconds over Tay the Day in second. So great showing from Tay the Day. Not normally a driver we see towards the front of the pack, especially in our GR3 Championship Series, which will be starting back up soon. But having an excellent showing here so far.
Yeah, so he just clips a bit of a curb there through Dobas Novas. But yeah, Tay the Day in his special livery for Antoine Hubert. And it's delivering the goods. How special would this be if Tay the Day was to win the race in that livery? How special would that be?
It would be pretty special. I'm not sure if Tay the Day has any special connection to Antoine Hubert, or if it's just a memorial livery in his name and honor.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely a memorial.
But having that memorial win, just like Charles Leclerc winning the Formula 1 race at Spa-Francorchamps today, it would be a pretty special memorial in his name, but it looks like Mermaid Bubble's not quite letting him get away.
I tell you what, when they go through Rizzo, they scare me because always one little wide through Sesto, seeing the camera angle around Rizzo just scares the heck out of me because you don't know if they're going to hit the wall or just touch a bit of the grass there.
Very narrow part of the track here at Sardegna. Half racetrack, half road course. Very similar to what you would see at Cirque du Sard. The drivers trying to make the most of this. PKMZ has almost opened up a 4-second.
I wonder if this is going to be a case of the double winning syndrome or something like that, because we see that in Suzuka, PK winning the first race and the second race. Dan's won the first race in Catalonia? Was it Catalonia? Yeah, it was Catalonia, race 2, and he won the second race. Then it was Beckham who won San Juan last week, the 2 races there. So I wonder if PK is going for the double at Sardegna. If it will, that will give him the championship.
Most likely it would if Dans cannot continue to elevate his position from 4th place. Dans still holding on to that 4th place. Stig now back into 5th. We still see the car of Law actually managing to pull away from the cars of Maddie and Crowmander behind him. Out there rounding out the back of the grid. PKMZ still almost demanding lead now. 5 seconds over Tay the Day.
Well, PK is meaning a lot of business, but I think Tay the Day might be struggling because he is falling into the clutches of Bubble, who is sitting in that 3rd place. So looks like we've got ourselves a battle for 2nd place here, Lando. I think Tay's coming in. That's an early pit stop for Tay.
Tay seems to be going for that undercut. His tire's probably feeling a little bit too worn that he's comfortable feeling. So he's going to go for that undercut, take on a bit of fuel, and try to hopefully gain some bit of time on the drivers when they make their later pit stops.
His tyres weren't that worn, actually, to be honest with you, Lando. They were definitely more than 50% wear, definitely less than 50%. He's on the hard tyres.
He is on the hard tyres, so going for the long run here.
It's an interesting strategy. Just comes out just ahead of Clouds there, who's still running in last place.
See how that battle develops now. Day to day on the newer tires, but a harder compound, which are slower. It's best to try and hold off the hard charging Canadian.
See what I was just gonna sorry there, but I'm just seeing here, Dans is really struggling. He's not catching up to Bubble, that is in 2nd place, and I think they're both on the soft tires, aren't they? Yes, they are, but it just seems Dans is not too really comfortable around this track. We've seen it in the qualifying. But here he makes another mistake through it, so he's got to be careful because he doesn't want to be hitting the wall and have damage onto his car. So yeah, well, what do you think of that then? Dan's definitely struggling around here.
It's uncommon, it's uncharacteristic. We normally see Dan being the cool, calm, and collected driver. He's usually the one to win on strategy. He picks his battles right, and that's how we saw him win our Season 1 championship. And I believe finished in the top 3, if not second place in our Season 2 championship. He was up there in our McGain Trophy Cup championship. He's our current points leader for this championship. He's one of the best drivers in the ARC, but here in Sardegna, he is struggling.
Yeah, that's a very rare thing. And again, Bubble is slowly pulling away on Dance. I mean, he has got some comfort behind him. He's got 5 seconds over Stig, who is in 4th place. But that is so unusual to be like Dance, not doing particularly well around here. Okay, he's up into 3rd place, but that's not like him to be struggling around here.
And that is 3rd place, slightly out of sequence, with Taylor Day making an early pit stop.
That indeed he is, yes. But I mean, it's like it's lappy. It's still very early days. Maybe Dance is just thinking some strategy, some ploy to try and salvage a disappointing qualifying. So we'll see what happens late in this race.
I don't think a win is necessarily in the books for him, but just trying to score as many points as he can to not let PKMZ sweep that title out from underneath him. Bubble doing a solid job in that 2nd place. Another front runner we've seen in the championship as he makes his pit stop now, roughly at the 3rd way mark of the race so far.
Sorry there, I was watching Take the Day, and if he made that mistake through the Rizzo, once right through Sestu, Cloudtail's really catching him.
Well, it's a 3-car battle for 7th place as Take the Day on his fresher set of hard tires trying to close the gap to CRubennnn. You see the Stig also making his pit stop. So will the undercut work for Tay the Day? Will he come out in front?
No, I don't think he has. Bubble's gone out ahead. But Bubble is on the soft tyres. He's sticking with the softs.
And the Stig is switched to the mediums.
So it looks like Bubble's going for a soft medium perhaps, or maybe hard.
So the undercut hasn't quite worked for Mermaid Bubble. So now it's a strategy game whether his hard tires will last him this extra straight, or will Mermaid Bubble, who has to go for one more pit stop, will that cost him? So that will be a developing battle throughout this race. But back at the front, we have the gap now. The leader, PKMZ, who gets to pit, we expect him to pit this time by, with Dan's in 2nd place, the gap of roughly 9.5 seconds.
The top 2 drivers, the top championship protagonists, 1 and 2, but he said they got to make a pit stop. Maybe this lap or roughly the next. Oh, in fact, PK is in.
Is in. Yugo Trigger Dentsu Toyota Super Formula car. Taking on all that fuel. Dance deciding to stay out this time. His tires looking quite worn. I don't expect this to be a smart strategy from Dance. His tires are quite heavily worn. I don't expect him to gain any time compared to some of the drivers who were pitting before him.
PK stayed on the softs. He's just come out of the pits ahead of Matty. So, yeah, that's a very interesting strategy what Dan's is going to do. I wonder if he's going to do the same for his team, maybe going to the hard tyres. Law's also in the pits, coming in from 8th place. He's just coming out on the medium tyres.
No matter how I see this ending up for Dan, staying out that extra lap, I don't see it working out. His tires are too worn to gain any time or advantage over the drivers on a new set of softs. He's not gaining any fuel strategy, really, for getting that extra lap of fuel.
Remember, this has always happened to Bubble when he was in the McGann Trophy Cup. You know, when he was... I remember Ronald Thomas was speaking to Bubble saying, you made too many laps out when before making your first pit stop. So I don't know. I'm confused here, lad. I really don't know.
I'm right with you there. I don't see this being a smart strategy for Dan, but he is a championship leader. He might have figured something out that we haven't. He comes into the pits lane now. 10.6 seconds to PKMZ. So
I think we've got ourselves, we've got just some sort of battle for 3rd place with Bubble versus Matty, but Matty has yet to pit. Bubble is starting to pull away from him. PK has gone by the start-finish line, so he's back in the lead. It's interesting to see what tyres Dan is going to use now. It's down to 5th.
Stays on the sauce, almost a full saw, and he goes actually back behind Tay the Day, who is on the hard
tyres.
So he will come back out in 5th place. He gained no time from staying out. In fact, one could argue he lost time to Tay the Day. Tay the Day is on a sore set of tires.
Yeah, he has a bit, yeah, but he will catch T as T is on the hard tyres. That normally is the slower tyres, but they do wear a lot more than the softs. So, you know, I don't think it'll be that long until Dan's will pass T. But don't forget though, Matty up in third place is still yet to pit, and he started on the medium compound tyres. So, you know, he's not going to be a threat to like a top 5 finish at least.
Extend his first stint is Matty. I would expect a 2-stop strategy from him, going to the softs and then the softs again, when everyone else would probably be jumping to you with the hards or the mediums for another 2-stop strategy at the end of their race. Trying to
just look at that. I thought he brushed the wall at Politano there a few corners ago. I might have just seen things there. I do apologise. He'll have to pit something. He'll be pitting in this time now anyways. His fuel gauge is flashing, so that's Matty coming into pits right now.
So the question then would be, did he gain enough time on those medium tyres compared to Dan's on his soft tyres?
I really don't know. It's a hard question to ask. Possibly, maybe. I still struggle to answer questions like him because he's on the soft, so I don't know. We'll see as this race unfolds though, but what's the gap though between him and Dan's? Let's see.
32 seconds.
It's about 17 seconds between Dan's to Matty. I don't know. Not sure.
PKMZ has extended his lead after his pit stop. 6.7 seconds to Mermaid Bubble in second. Take the day in third. Now Dan's all over the back of his gearbox.
Oh, Sticky's left.
He's in fifth.
No, Sticky's left the room.
He is currently in fifth.
Oh, he must have left on my screen. That's interesting. His car's disappeared on my screen.
On my screen, he is still here. We do see him currently on the stream.
Oh, well, thank God I'm not streaming it on my screen anyways, put it that way.
Back to that battle for third. Tate the Day starts slowly falling into the clutches of Dan's here. His harder compound tires not doing him any favors in this battle. We see Dan's using his overtake button there on the straightaway. Just the absolute closing speed. Will Tate the Day hold on? No, he will not.
He slid his way through. Did you see that? He slid that car through Belvy and then Ortara. That was a great pass from Dan's. Can we get a video of that? Watch him just sliding. Oversteer. Oh, I don't know. That was real late braking now on Dan's part to get that third place. Speaking with Tate the Day, do you think he's on for the one-stop strategy?
He might be. Looking at his tire wear, he could probably go till the end of this race, but he would have to make another stop for fuel.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he would have to. Oh, he's run right! He's run right through Bolitana, his T. Keeps going, no harm, no foul, but he has lost a bit of time.
Dan's so far solidify his third place. That will extend his championship lead just a little bit more, making it that much harder for PKMZ, who has extended his lead to 8.2 seconds. PK, an absolute monster of a charge here at Sardegna at the front of the pack. Bubble doing a solid job in a low second place, trying just gain some solid points here. Dan's doing the best that he can to extend his championship lead. Tate the Day on his hard tires, trying to extend his middle stint as much as he can before he makes a stop for fuel. Stig back into 5th place. Law currently in 6th. Matty in 7th. Cro-Magnon in 8th. And Cloudtear currently rounding out the back of the grid in 9th place. Lap 14 of 27 here for PKMZ.
So, I don't know if my calculations are right. If it stays like this, the gap between Dan's to PK would be 7 points. Ooh, and I mean, the gap between first to second is 8 points. So this is going to be too close to call you Lato. This last race is literally going to go down to the wire, providing if Dan's can make a charge and catch 7 seconds on Bubble.
And that's not throwing any penalties that might happen in the mix as well.
Oh yes, of course, yes.
So far, I haven't seen anything that might indicate any penalties towards any drivers, but we're only halfway through the first race and still have another entire second race to go. It has caused the championship to change before. We saw it in the last race in the Game Trophy Cup. I believe it was Mermaid Bubble got a disqualification from the last race after too many incidents, which saw him losing the championship. So I believe it was Beckham who was not here with us today, unfortunately. Oh, Nerds, sorry.
No, yeah, it was no.
So penalties can play a role in the championship. It has happened, but so far we are clean.
And that's how we want it to be. Looking then at BK, he's just driving a lovely race today, under no pressure whatsoever. He probably comes into this championship as like, you know, with a no-loss situation, because I mean, he's now got an 11-second lead. He's driving like what he's done at Suzuka. And I mean, we saw what he did at Suzuka, and he was absolutely sensational around here. This is probably suited to PK2, which this is a road/street circuit.
Now, as you mentioned that, he's constantly extending his lead. Does that mean PK is pushing to try and push his car as far as it can, or does that mean Mermaid Bubble is trying to save a bit of fuel here in his middle stint?
I think it's a case that Bubble was actually saving fuel, because I'm looking at the gap between Bubble and Dance. I did say it was about 7 seconds. It's down to 5.5 seconds. So it could be a case that Bubble is saving fuel, or it might be a case that Bubble was making a few mistakes here and there, and PK is just driving a flawless race.
PK is just coasting pretty much at the front of this pack. Feels right at home in that Super Formula car on these narrow tracks. One better hope they don't add Monaco to this game, or, well, PK's going to be winning every race there.
That's a 30-second lead right there.
But as you did mention, Dance is closing the gap to Mermaid Bubble. But if he is closing that gap, that means Mermaid Bubble is probably fuel saving or making mistakes, and Dance isn't.
Yeah, Dance, I think he's starting to get the grips of this track. Yeah, down to 5.2. Yeah, I think it's just the case that Mermaid is trying to save some fuel.
And as I just mentioned, that means Dance isn't saving fuel, which could cost them in the next round of pit stops.
He's down to about 50% left of fuel, so he would pit maybe... When did he pit again? I forget what lap time. Lap 9?
Actually, so, Mermaid Bubble didn't take nearly as much fuel as Dan's on that last stop. He was almost empty.
Oh, yeah, he is almost empty. Yeah, I never noticed that there. So Bubble will have to pit within 2 laps here. So that will inherit Dan's second place.
But Dan's will also have to make another pit stop. So Dan's took fuel in his first stop, not have to take as much fuel in his second. The Mermaid Bubble is doing the opposite, not taking as much fuel in his first stop to take more in a second, and he comes in the pit lane now.
So yeah, that's quite interesting there, a Bubble to have. I wonder if he's just going to go into the medium tyres and finish the race off there. Possibly.
You will have to change compound. That has 2 stints on the softs.
So he has to go to mediums or the hard tyres if he wants to.
That means Dan's will have to do the same, but Dan's will have to be able to take a shorter pit stop.
And that could also cost Bubble a second place finish here. Dan's what's been, you know, he's pretty much salvaging a very bad qualifying. He's now running in second place. Bubble just comes out just ahead of Law. But yeah, I think that's a good redemption for Dan's to be qualifying that bad, qualifying 7th to finish in the next second place. I think that's big for Dan's championship right there.
That it is. And Mermaid Bubble did take a full fuel load on that pit stop. So no fuel saving for him until the end of this race. But Dan's might have to do a bit if he decides not to take fuel in his next stop.
And don't forget what happened last week at Sardegna. He ran out of fuel with 1 corner to go. So, you know, Dan's got to be a little bit wary on that fuel and just to be safe than sorry, add a bit more fuel in.
Well, it's safe to say he won't be winning today's race other than some unforeseen circumstances straight PKMZ, as he has a 16-second lead now over Dance. That's basically a free pit stop here at Sardegna. Take the day now into 3rd now that Mermaid Bubble has made his pit stop. Stig back into 4th, Maddie into 5th. That's just ahead of Mermaid Bubble, who is on a new set of mediums. Law back in 7th, Pro Magner in 8th, and Cloutier in 9th place.
Taking the He's just coming into pit lane from 3rd place. I'm wondering if it was an actual mistake for Tay to go onto the hard compound tyres.
Well, one thing to note, he is changing tires. And looking at his tire wear, he could go to the end on those tires, but he needs to pit on fuel. So why go to the hard tire if you're just going to change them out when they're not that worn?
He should have went onto the medium tyres and be a bit more competitive up the front, you know. Maybe it was just a mistake on Tay's part that he accidentally went onto the hard tyres. As he loses that spot to Crow.
I would expect if you went to the hard tire, you wouldn't have to take tires in this pit stop. Save some pit stop time and just take a bit of fuel.
We have seen, but you know, guys like Matty going on the medium tyres in the last 11 laps. That lap stopped there. That lap that Tay pitted, and I think it was, what was it, lap 5, lap 6. So roughly it was about 11 laps. He went to that medium.
I was just going to point out the fact that both Tay the Day and CRubennnn have been side by side for about 5 to 6 consecutive corners. And they're still side by side.
Through Arbor Tax they go. Tay the Day's using his overtake. And as they go into Bolotana, and Tay will hold on to that 6th place over. Will Crow make it? No, he's going to stick behind. Piquet was in the pits.
We were fighting side by side for roughly half a lap at Sardegna.
So Piquet's gone into the medium tyres. He's actually put a full tank of fuel in.
You said take a full tank of fuel. He has, and he's on the medium tire.
I don't know about adding in a fuel tank
and
in.
Just a slight visual glitch on my end. PK and Z currently driving on 3 tires.
Is he? Oh, he is. Look at that. God, I don't even see Sticky on my screen, and now you got 3 wheels on PK.
Stig is currently in 3rd place. Cloudtear made his final stop and switched to the softs. Dan's currently leading, but he will need to make another pit stop.
God, I love strategy. I'm just curious why PK went on had a full tank of fuel in his car. I don't think he needed to go all the way up to the very top, in my personal opinion.
It might just be the thing that we saw, as you mentioned, in the last race. They don't want to have to worry about fuel saving towards the end. I know PKMZ had that big of a gap, but if you got that big of a gap, why not take that extra fuel?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's lateral talking sense, by the way. Oh, Cromac smashes the wall through Villapuzzo. That was a hefty smash, but still, luckily, no damage to his car. Understeer smashes the wall there. See the sparks fly.
See Stig and Matty both making their pit stops now. Stig coming in on his medium tires, putting on a set of softs one would expect for this stint. Matty would have to... No, Matty started on the mediums and go switch again to the softs, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would have to. Yeah, he started the race on softs, so he could stay on the softs as he likes to be. But he's pretty much battling with Law. That's in. Wait a minute, where's Stiggy? Stiggy's 6th on your screen. Matty's 6th on my screen. So where is Matty? 7th. So he's pretty much battling with Law in 4th place. We ain't seen Law actually. I love that livery.
A very good throwback to the old Jaguar Formula 1 team, I believe, of 2001.
It could be 2000 as well, only just probably with the grey bit, it should be white, but other than that, it's still a really nice looking livery. That's my favourite livery right there.
Our provisional leader into the pit lane. We'll have to switch to the mediums at this stint. 15% fuel in his car. We'll see how much he takes. 7-8 laps to go.
He keep putting a full tank in. I don't think Dan's putting a full tank in.
No, he is not. Remember, he did take that extra fuel at the first stop, so he could take a little bit less on this one. But he comes out in a solid 2nd place. He actually managed to gain a lot of time on Mermaid Bubble, yeah.
He jumped Bubble in the pits. But now Dan's has got significant fuel less than PK, so 9 seconds. Is it doable? I don't know.
Well, I'd have to say the situation actually favors Dan's. Mermaid Bubble is on warm mediums compared to Dan's fresh mediums. Dan's has a little bit less fuel than Mermaid Bubble, but roughly about the same. So unless Dan's can make a mistake and Mermaid Bubble can actually close that gap, I expect this gap to either increase and Dan's to finish in second place.
And that's huge as well for Dan's championship, because the gap points between second to third is, I believe, 6 points. So PK will still be on 634. Dan's will be on 649. So there'll be 15 points going into the last round.
That might be a little bit too big of a gap for PKMZ to overcome in that last round, especially as they start the race where they finish in this one. So if they finish where they will, barring any incidents, Dan's would start the race in second place, right behind PKMZ.
Battle one for fourth place though. Law versus Taylor Day. Law will have to make his pit stop, and Taylor Day passes him around Albia, and then Law comes into pit lane. So only 1% of fuel left in his car. He will definitely change back to the soft. So he'll be battling with Matty, I believe. Who I think is going through Albia.
We'll see where he comes out here. Taking on quite the fuel load.
There goes Matty.
He comes out just behind him.
Right, so could have a battle shaping up for what is 6th place on your screen, because I've noticed now Stiggy's in 5th.
Back at the front, the three-wheeled PKMZ currently 10.5 seconds over Dan's in second place. It was 5 seconds over Mermaid Bubble in third. Taylor Day in fourth. The Stig in fifth. Matty in sixth. Law in seventh. Cro-Magnon in eighth. And Cloudtear in ninth.
Still pretty impressive showing there for PK to be still racing this competitive with 3 wheels.
It shows the stiffness of the chassis of the Super Formula cars.
Look at his overtake there. He's flat. He's in red. So
actually, he's lost a lot of time to Dan's. He's lost almost 2 seconds.
He has. Now I'm just looking here. What lap times he done? Yes. So PK must have made a mistake. The last lap, PK did a 1:27.5. Dan's did a 1:25.5. He gained 2 seconds there. So PK did make a mistake somewhere.
Must have been roughly the last corner, possibly went a little bit wide in the dirt, made contact with the wall. He doesn't seem to have any damage though, so he's gotten away with it. But if PK continues to make mistakes like that, Dan's might take the win.
Gap's still coming down. 8.4, sort of.
Well, the racers have been fairly equalized and spaced out here. Roughly 5 laps remaining here at Sardegna with 1 more race to go this evening. One thing to note, I do believe Dan's is still green on his overtake.
Yeah, he's just about just less than 50% of his overtakes. He might as well just use it to the very end here. PK's on red. He's less than 25%. He's about halfway down at 25%. So if I was Dan's, I would just try and go for it, you know, try and sort of catch up to PK by using the overtake button a lot, because he's got a far more superior difference to PK's overtakes button.
Farther back through the field, the next closest battle on track is between Matty and Law. Matty would be on the slightly more worn softs compared to Law's, so Law would have advantage in this situation, but 2.2 seconds separate them. As they cross the start-finish line now, to start their 24th lap.
That's really the only battle that's sort of out there. That's really close between the two, isn't it? Everyone has just spaced themselves out.
Pit stops are done and over with at this point. It's now just racing on track to see who can come out on top. PKMZ definitely has the advantage over everyone else. Looks like Matty's actually starting to pull away from Law. Now Law having a couple of bad corners here, a couple tenths here and there, not quite able to close that gap down. But as I say that, Matty seems to make a bit of a mistake and lose roughly almost 4 tenths to Law.
Oh, nearly skip at the wall there at, what was that again? Velacidro. got him through Arbor Tax. They go.
Now under 2 seconds, that gap.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Law was using his overtake, which he did actually. Oh, that was silly. Oh, that's a kiss of the wall. No damage though. No damage to that Jaguar. Well, Jaguar livery, I should say. I can't mind if he's driving a Honda or a Toyota. Oh, Taylor Dave's actually coming in. Taylor Dave making a pit stop.
A third pit stop?
That's a third pit stop. Yes, that is.
Started on the soft tires, switched to the hard, made a pit stop for soft tires again, and then threw on another set of new softs.
Still, well, he's lost that 4th place to Sticky, but he's going to come right out just ahead of Matty and Law, who have an airbag 6th place. So,
if he needed to pit for just fuel, why take tires?
Because his tires were pretty much worn. So, you know, I mean, no harm, no foul, really. I mean, he only lost a spot. Not really necessarily fighting for the championship, though, but yeah, Taylor Dave's strategy was a little bit messed up during this race now, I have to say.
I would have to agree with you. He had a very strong qualifying. Qualified, I believe it was 2nd, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's qualified 2nd. I think he was in like a 10th off pole. 2 off PK. And yeah, he's had not to sound too disrespectful, a horrible race strategy, pitting in 3 times.
Almost the same kind of strategy we saw from Ferrari at the start of this Formula 1 season.
Every race. Don't forget what happened to PK2 at Dragon Trail in Season 2 when he did that 2 pit stops and everyone else did.
I was looking at the battle for 6th place now between Law and Matty. Matty, bit of contact!
There was contact there. Go on, Law. Show what you're made of.
Stewards might have to take a bit of a look at this one.
Let's see.
He just carries the
speed through Arezzo, didn't he?
Carries the speed in, and there's just wheel-to-wheel contact. He chucks it in. A bit of rub in his racing, but I'm sure the stewards will be taking a bit of a look at that one. Actually, he can see the position back.
He can see the position back, yes. So, yeah, Law thinks he made the fault through his own, and he did the right thing to give that spot back to Matty, but he's still right behind.
Both of them are out of overtakes. Their roll hoop has no longer glowing.
Oh, and again! Oh, Law smashed the wall. Smashed the wall through, what was that? Domas Novas. And now the gap is extended now, hasn't it yet? Nearly 2 seconds.
So we'll watch that as it develops. And we do have a question in the chat from Eldorado Dragons. Does the overtake energy recharge? No, it does not. So you do have to be careful with it over the course of the race, not to use it too much, and so you don't have it when you don't need it. PNC starting his final lap here at Sardegna with a gap of 7 seconds over Dans, who now has a 12-second lead over Mermaid Bubble in 3rd.
Getting back to the question there, what Eldorado says, see when you use the overtake button, how much miles an hour do you gain? I'm thinking it's like 5-6 miles an hour, something like that.
It's not drastic. It's not like a DRS that you would see in Formula 1 where you would see a car gain roughly 20 miles an hour. It's a lot more subdued than that, but it is noticeable.
Yeah, it really is. It also takes dirty air too.
You can see the leader of this race, currently with a gap of 6.2 seconds to Dans in 2nd place. Dans will extend his championship lead just barely over PKMZ. To a point, I believe you said it was roughly 15 points if they were to finish where they are now.
Yeah, about 15 points. So, yeah, PK has caught the points up on Dan's, but if PK was to win the 2nd race, Dan's would have to finish... If PK was to be champion, I think Dan's had to finish 4th or lower. But anyway, PK coming across his line in his 3-wheel Toyota, takes his 3rd victory of the season. Dan's struggled to qualify, but salvaged a strong 2nd place. And then Bubble will come along. He's just going through Albia for the last time. A strong podium finish for Mermaid Bubble. I can't remember how many podium finishes he's got. And then he comes across the line, weaves across the... Oh, goodness me, that was nearly disaster there. Here comes Stiggy, the guy that's not on my screen. Comes across in a solid 4th position in his return to Super Formula. Taylor Dean finishing in 5th. What's going on for 6th? It's going to be Matty well ahead of Law. And then you've got CRubennnn in 8th, I believe. There he is. He's just going through Setsu, I think that is, for the last time. And then it's Albia for the last time for CRubennnn to finish in 8th position. He'll be disappointed with 8th place after starting. Oh, he started 6th, so he'll be all right with that. And then Cloudsair, he's just exited Setsu, and then he's just going to come across the final tail, 10-15, to finish in 9th place.
All the drivers finishing on the lead lap this time around. But congratulations to PKMZ for his win here in race 1 of round 4. Congratulations to Dan for making up a strong comeback from qualifying 7th place. But both drivers are going to have their work cut out from him in this second race. No pit stops this time around. Who will come out as champion in the Super Formula Series.
Final starting.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now back for the final round of our Super Formula Series. Dan's currently leads with just 15 points over PKMZ. As the grid
is the same as what it was in race 1, so that's a mistake.
I think we have a slight mistake here from Dan himself.
I tell you what, if Dan's was to win the championship, yeah, I think he's left there. I think they're all leaving.
Yeah, the grid. So we'll be right back momentarily. Dan's with a slight mistake here, setting this up.
And Bubble's leading the race. He's the only one that's in it now.
Well, we'll be back momentarily for the actual start of the race here.
Tell Dan's is bricking it.
Alright, and now we are back, hopefully with the grid properly sorted. We have PKMZ starting on pole position, followed by Dan's in second, Mermaid Bubble in third, The Stig in fourth, Hey the Day in fifth, Maddie in sixth, Lost seventh, CRubennnn in eighth, and Cloud Tear in ninth. This is a 15-minute sprint race that will decide the championship here. Rolling start on Sardegna. I want PK to win it, but it's probably going to be Dan's.
Here we go then, just about to start.
Underway for the final race of the Super Formula Series. PKMZ will lead the field into turn 1. Dan's using as much of his overtake button as he can, already closing the gap to 3/10 here as they go through turn 1. But PK managing to build that gap quite effectively. The Mermaid Bubble now all over the back of Dan's as they head towards Olmedo. Dan's going a little bit wide on entry, trying to carry more speed through, but it's a tight right-hander. That's the next corner. Mermaid Bubble doing the best that he can. Dan's getting a little the throttle just a little bit too early. Not quite able to get the power down as effectively. Mermaid Bubble doing the best he can to try and take that second place from him. But Dan's actually managing to increase the gap to maximizing that track width. Looking back farther back in the field, you see some close battles between 6th place between Tay the Day and Law 226 here, as Law looks to the inside here as they go through Arbitax, and there's a bit of contact!
Oh, that was a hefty bit of contact with Tay. We're going to see a replay of that. Cro-Magnon went wide through Bolatana. Let's see a replay of this.
They touch?
Oh, I thought did Law came up a bit on Tay. Oh, and they made contact. Sorry, I'm looking at the replay on my screen. My apologies.
Oh, yeah, they touch again! They touch again in the last corner.
There's a bit of a rivalry going on here.
Taylor Day will come out back behind Law and clock back into 7th place. Back at the front of the pack, PKMZ with a 1 second lead over Dan's, but that gap is coming down. Dan's using his overtake button here, but Mermaid Bubble not letting either of them get away, and Stig's actually up in that battle as well.
Yeah, and Stig just went a little wide through Altana.
Commentator's curse on Stig as he will lose that 4th place to Maddie, but now Dan says Mermaid Bubble look up the inside, but not quite close enough to make the move.
Getting back to the championship points there, I mean, if Dan's could surrender that 2nd place to Bubble, it's still good enough for Dan's to win the championship, albeit by 1 point. So, you know, Dan's, he can take a 3rd place finish. It's just that he doesn't want to finish 4th or lower, otherwise it's Case Championship.
The more they fight, the more PKMZ will manage to pull away. Mermaid Bubble now over the back of Dan's. Dan's will go defensive. They're side by side. Dan's left the inside. Mermaid's going to look on the outside. Will be able to hold the position. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. He's going to get it. But Dan's will have the inside for the next sweeping corner. They're still side by side.
And this is a Ritsu. This is a corner that you shouldn't go side by side. Bubbles got it. Bubbles basically did a dance. He passed him around the outside of Dan's.
Get a replay of this.
Oh, boys, run wide. Bubble run wide.
This is a replay. This is a replay.
I'm just showing from the live view on my screen now. Bubble ran wide at Sestu. Look at this racing here. Going into a Ritsu there, you can't go side by side through there. That's a fast corner there. Look at this, they're side by side again for 2nd place. Dance has got it back again.
And then Maddie's trying to join in on this battle. Oh, there's a bit of a bump from Mermaid.
And now Matty's into this. Now Dan's can't afford to finish 4th place here.
No damage on the Mermaid Bubble's car from that, but Dan's has a wider gap because of it.
Oh, this championship is heating up here now.
But now Mermaid Bubble has to focus on Maddie behind, which means he can't focus on closing the gap to Dan's. Careful not to run into that wall, and Lot 226 doing an excellent job, already up into 5th place as well.
Yeah, I was just looking at your screen there. Bubble and Matty looked like they both scraped the wall through Villaputsu, or the exit of Villaputsu at least. But this, you know, Dan's used to winning his overtake battle, but he's sort of not really putting away from Bubble, isn't he?
No, he's not, but now Mermaid Bubble is caught between 2 cars. One he wants to pass and one he doesn't want to have to pass him. So he's going to have a hard time trying to close that gap to Dan's without opening the door to Maddie to go by.
So Law had a near big moment through with it, so it still kept it going there, still holds on to that 5th place. Stig's down to 9th. I noticed their Stig made a mistake a few laps ago, but he's fallen down to last place.
See Mermaid Bubble, all those cars using their overtake button, trying to close that gap as much as they can. Dan's opened up a 1.5 second lead, but Maddie's looking up the outside of Mermaid Bubble. Oh! They're side by side, no contact, very close racing though, but Maddie will have the inside for the switchback, but Mermaid Bubble has it, and there's more contact between them.
Wow, that was a hefty bit of contact between the pair of them. They're still side by side. Maddie holds on around the outside, but he's got the inside for Novas, and he's got that position. Maddie looking very racy here.
Excellent move between these two. A lot of side-by-side action here at Sardegna.
But more importantly, when they were battling, having that tremendous battle going on for 3rd position, Dan's is now pulled a 3.1 second gap. And now look at Bubble. Bubble's on the inside going into Polatana.
There's contact.
More contact. Oh, wow.
Stewards will definitely be taking a real close look at Mermaid Bubble here. Got disqualified from the last round of the game trophy cup for doing too many incidents. He has to be careful not to have that happen again here, but he will manage to take back that 3rd place from Maddie. As you see, Lot 226 actually going very wide. It actually looked like Taylor Day also put the tire into the dirt back behind them, and now it's almost a 3, almost 4 car battle for 3rd place.
Tell you what, there's no love lost between these drivers here. I mean, it's the last race of the season, but they're giving absolutely everything to this track here. Dance has pulled up a 3.4 second gap over that insane battle for 3rd place. Unbelievable.
At this point, 9 minutes remaining left in this final race. One would expect Dan's would take that championship with his strong 2nd place finish here. Unless barring any incidents that happen, I don't believe any that will. But as this battle for 3rd place develops, quite interesting. Almost just half the race completed now. Law 226 starting to add himself to that battle for third place. These cars can get closed back up. A lot of overtake button remaining on these cars as he goes into the wall, but not too much time lost. Tay Today looks to add himself to the battle as well.
Just looking at Law's overtake there, he's just got less than 25% left on his overtake, and we're not even halfway through the race.
Ooh, that was a lunge and a half.
I tell you what, Tay Today, I know they had their little incidents early on in the race there, but Tay Today nearly went into the back of Law, and he's gone right there to him again. And
as we did mention, his world group is now red. He has less than 25% of that overtake button remaining. Tay Today all over the back of him on that front straight. He's going to look to the inside. They're going to be side by side. Going through that corner. Will Law back out of it? No, he's not. He's going to try and battle. He's going to have the inside for the first corner here, but he's going to fall back behind into the draft of Tay Today.
He's going to go defense and try to save that fifth place there. But Law, he's bumping him. That was had a bump draft there, and Tay's won extremely wide because of the bump from Law.
Stewards are going to have their work cut out from here, and Tay Today just shuts the door.
I tell you what, there's no love lost between Law and Tay Today, that's for sure. They have been hitting each other since the first lap of this race.
Back to that battle for third place now that seems the battle for fifth has been sorted out. Matty's doing his best to try and hold on to the back of Mermaid Bubble here. Roughly just under a second separating them. They still both have over 25% of their overtake button left. Actually, as I say that, Matty goes into the red.
Matty's in red.
Back at the front of the field, the gap between PKMZ and Dans is 2.8 seconds. Doesn't seem to be falling, doesn't seem to be increasing.
It's definitely seemed to be closing though. I think PK's sort of struggling here a little bit there because Dans is starting to slowly catch up to PK. I mean, second place is still good enough for Dans to win this championship as you're looking at Law. Someone spun. Oh, it's a Stake. That's a Rizzo, isn't it? Yeah.
Replay of what happened here. Stake starting to struggle here. The pressure getting to him. Clips the soft barrier there and it whips the car around.
Pretty much goes with the same colours of his car too. That's a shame that in his return back to the Super Formula Series, he's had it's pretty much a baptism of fire for Stiggy.
CRubennnn doing a pretty good job himself trying to get his car currently into 7th place, qualified strong in our first race here at Sardegna. Now currently up into 7th, we see Stake making a pit stop here. Back in front of the pack, PKMZ 2.6 over Dan's. It was 4 seconds over Mermaid Bubble in 3rd. It was 2.3 over Matty in 4th. With 2.4 over Tay Today in 5th. 1.2 ahead of Law in 6th. And 1 second to CRubennnn behind him in 7th.
Tell you what, this would be like an end of season bash the way these drivers are going at it. I mean, especially with Law and Tay Today, they've been hitting each other right from the word go. 5 minutes left to go. I don't think this race is over between Tay and Law, and CRubennnn has pretty much asserted himself into this battle. Crow definitely looking very good here in the second race.
Well, actually, looking at that battle here, it looks like Matty has actually started to fall off the back of Mermaid Bubble and almost in the clutches of Tay Today in 5th.
Indeed, yeah, he's lost a lot of time here too. Unless if Matty's made some sort of mistake on this lap, which didn't look like it to me. He did a 26.7. What did Bubble do? Bubble did a 125.3, and that was his best lap. So I think it's just the case that Bubble's got their magnets on, and he's just wanting to pull away from Matty.
1.6 seconds to Matty now for Tay Today, 1.6 ahead of Lot 226 behind him. So this mid-pack battle starting to shape up here, but the gap slowly starting to increase through the tire wear of these cars starting to build over the course of the race. 4 minutes remaining now. There's roughly 3 laps left to go.
Yeah, pretty much there. You will see that Tay Today ran extremely wide through Almeida in the first part of the chicane, which compromised him for the next turn, Domas Novas. He lost 4 tenths as a result of that.
This battle continues to develop. Back at the front of the pack, PKMZ has actually opened up the gap to 3.5 seconds over Dan's. But As it currently stands on track, Danes will come home champion, the unofficial champion.
Yeah, we said that before in the McGann Trophy Cup, and look what happened there. Meanwhile, looking at the dance there. The Scotsman flying his way through into a strong second place. Like we touched up before in the first race. He struggled in qualifying, really couldn't get to grips with this track. He's sort of found it now. I think he's just wanting to consolidate the second place finish. I don't think he wants to challenge PK for the win. He knows he's got the championship in the bag, provided if he doesn't make any more mistakes. You see his road book is still flashing red as he goes through arm attacks for the 9th time. Nearly 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go to crown Dan's the unprovisional champion.
Right to the battle for 6th place, CRubennnn has actually closed the gap to Law, who has used all of his overtake button at this point. But both the driver in front and behind him have not used all of it. So Law making a lot of mistakes, and CRubennnn closing right up in the braking. 2.5 minutes remaining left in this race. Will CRubennnn be able to snatch that 6th place away from Law, or really hold on to 7th place?
That seems to be a goal. I nearly made a mistake with Ritsu. A lot of drivers making a lot of mistakes from Ritsu. It is one of the most hardest corners on the track. I've raced on this track before. I couldn't even master that corner at all. So I don't blame these drivers making multiple mistakes through there. But yeah, I think this battle for 6th place is well and truly on. They are sort of catching up to take the day. Yeah, well, I mean, they are in the slipstream, but they are in a bit of second. So this battle is not really over for 5th place. I don't know how far Matty is ahead of Taver Dean. We'll see, it's 4 seconds. So Matty is pretty much just setting himself to finish in 4th place, barring no mistakes.
Minute and 30 left remaining. The battle for 5th place is starting to shape up quite nicely here. Law 226 actually trying to gain a bit of time there in the past few corners to take the day. But again, no overtake button here, so not able to gain any time on the straights. Has to gain his time through the corners.
And also, Lord and Tim, they have had their differences in this race early on. We've got 60 seconds to go to the end of the Super Formula season. He still needs some downs from Bubble.
Seconds remaining in the race. As Law makes a bit of a mistake once again into the wall there. Lose time to take the day. CRubennnn breathe a little bit lighter, knowing that he's just that much closer to Law.
And CRubennnn has seen the mistake from Law through a red, so he's using his overtake button. So watch out, Law. Cro is catching you. 30 seconds to go. They will have one more lap.
This will be the final
battle.
Final lap, CRubennnn within half a second.
Oh! I thought he was going to hit the back of Law just a bit there, but luckily for CRubennnn, they put the brakes on just a bit too much. Still holds on, but he's looking good here. Oh! Whoa!
Whoa! Law will spin, he'll zip a tire in the dirt, and the car will spin around.
That was a tank slap and a half from T. Sorry for the Law, but did he have help? He must have, did he?
I don't think he did. I think he just dipped the tire on the inside of the curb and the car bit.
Oh, that's a disaster for Law. We didn't want to see that there because that was shaping up to be a good, strong battle for that 6th place finish, but definitely disappointment for Law itself.
Mistig has crossed the line, so he will be the first to finish. Not only lap of PKMZ rounds the final corner, 4.5 seconds.
He's weaving.
Over
He's
Dan's.
weaving.
We'll have our 4th double winner in our Super Formula Championship Series, and he will cross the line.
4th win of the season.
Cross the line in first, and Dan's will cross the line unofficial champion. Rainbow will come home in 3rd. Matty crossed the line in 4th. Great finish from him. Tay the Day will come home in 5th. CRubennnn in 6th after the mistake from Law. Cloudtear will come home in 7th place. And Law will be the final car to cross the finish line in 8th place.
So, by my reckonings, you said that Dan has won the championship, which... Oh, wow, okay, Law. You alright there? So the championship points would look like this. I think Dan's would finish on 741 points, and PK will finish on 734. But that's unprovisional.
Well, that will call it for our Super Formula Series Championship. Congratulations to Dan's on his unofficial championship here. Again, that is before any penalties happen to be served. But congratulations to PKMZ for winning both races here. And thank you everyone for joining us for this series. We will be starting up our Group 3 championship very soon, so stay tuned for that. I believe we will have more team versus team events coming in the future as well. I believe on the 22nd of September, I believe is the date, we have the 1 year of ARC anniversary event. So be sure to show up for that. Our 1 year anniversary as a racing community will be on that day. So be sure to, once again, tune in for that. And once again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like our content. Say subscribe so make sure you don't miss a race. We seem to be racing almost every Sunday up at this point. Once again, I want to give thanks to my commentator Savoy for joining me here in the commentator booth.
No problem. We'll probably see you next week at this rate.
And thank you for joining us here. And thank you for watching. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, stay racing.